The second prerequisite to understanding MicroStrategy is having some foundational understanding of capital markets and TradFi. And that's, I think, a really interesting piece here, because if you understand Bitcoin, but you don't understand TradFi and capital markets, MicroStrategy just makes no sense. If you
Zero.
understand capital markets and TradFi, but you don't understand Bitcoin, MicroStrategy makes zero sense, right? And then I think the third trifecta is kind of like you have to really envision a different world. And one of our names for this show is Risk Free Reset, and we'll see if it sticks. I mean, you guys will decide if it sticks. We'll decide if it sticks. We don't know, but for now, Risk Free Reset is an interesting thought, because I think what that symbolizes to me is the world's changing. And in order to understand MicroStrategy, you have to understand that the world is undergone a paradigm shift, an Overton window, a singularity. And I think if you don't really understand that, it's hard to really put money behind MicroStrategy in size. Thoughts?
So, point one, nobody really understands MicroStrategy. First of all, you have to understand Bitcoin fundamentally. You have to be a Bitcoin maxi.
Yes.
That's number one. You have to be a Bitcoin maxi to fully understand it. And the problem is some Bitcoin maxis do not understand TradFi, and we have a huge distrust in personalities entering the space and getting all big and creating leverage and then falling apart. Now, here's the difference between MicroStrategy and Sam Bankman-Fried and Three Arrows Capital, and we can go down the line. The leverage is transparent. The collateral is somewhat transparent. At least it's audited. Yeah, he hasn't done proof of reserves or whatever, but I believe he has the coins. It's transparent leverage. That's the difference. Sam Bankman-Fried was using not transparent leverage. That's why it failed. Three Arrows Capital was not using liquid leverage. That's why it failed. This is all liquid. At the end of the day, he can sell the Bitcoin. Yes, it's held under custody, and Bitcoin maxis have a problem with that. But these are small things that he has to do for the TradFi markets to get the debt. So that's point one. Point two, you have to have had some personal experience with using some kind of leverage to acquire Bitcoin. It could be as simple as not buying a house in cash or whatever the case, or not buying a house at all and renting, some kind of sacrifice in life, because that's basically what he's doing, right? He's sacrificing something for the returns in Bitcoin later on. And lastly, you have to believe that Bitcoin will continue its adoption cycle and continue going up in price. Now, everybody looks at price and charts and whatever, but at the end of the day, it's about the adoption cycle.
Up and to the right.
Yep, if Bitcoin keeps getting adopted, MicroStrategy will work out. It doesn't matter if he's paying 10% or 9% or 8% or 7%, it doesn't matter. It's going to work out because we know that Bitcoin will return historically better than that. Now, if Bitcoin fails, MicroStrategy will fail. But I don't, again, if you're a Bitcoin maxi, I wouldn't be against MicroStrategy that much. But at the same time, I get the hesitation. And for me, I was hesitant at the beginning, and so were you. Because we've all had our shitcoin stories. We've all had, coins locked up or lost or whatever the case may be. I don't think that's a worry here, but it is a barrier for a lot of Bitcoin people. But for TradFi people, it's a way bigger barrier because they don't even understand the asset. They don't understand the collateral. And they think it's just a Ponzi upon its Ponzi. Listen, I've talked to Wall Street professionals, and they call MicroStrategy a leveraged Bitcoin play.
Right.
And it's really not leveraged.
It's not, yeah. And even, I it goes back to understanding all the pieces, right? Because the Bitcoiners see it as they don't trust. They don't trust Coinbase, they don't trust Sailor, they don't trust anything about it. Okay. Like the skeptic Bitcoiners, it's like there's this there it's a religion.
It
There's
is.
an evangelical element to a large swath of the Bitcoin community. if you don't have every single sat in cold storage, let alone multi-sigged, not with a third party, but your own multi-sig in different places and run your node, I would get strung out for even having a shirt like this because God forbid wrench attacks, right? Like there's a whole cohort. It feels like a
And
church.
there is value to that. There is value
Agreed.
to
100% there's value to that. Yeah, those are all valid. That's the thing about Bitcoin is it's valid for everyone. Your journey is valid for you. My journey is valid for me. Everyone is coming at it for a different reason. Okay? So this horde mentality, right? Of like there's one way is just I think is antithetical to what Bitcoin is, at least for me, right? Like you and I even have different risk thresholds. We do things different ways. We agree on a lot and share a lot of similarities, but like
it. Yep.
we have different ways that we'll do things or tinker with stuff, right? And so, yes, I agree that group does not understand or trust
I
privilege
don't think I don't think they'll ever understand it.
and any, right?
And
So
it's okay.
and it's okay, but they'll never trust Coinbase.
Nope.
I
Well,
don't
I mean, I don't really trust
I don't
Coinbase
fully,
either.
I don't fully disagree with that. Okay, I don't disagree with that at all. I don't disagree with that. Um, they don't trust institutions and they don't trust individuals, and
Right.
that's fine. And I'm for that. I understand that mentality.